Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. In this session today, we're going to learn about Jenkins automation via Python. So let's get started. But before that, if you didn't subscribe my channel yet, do subscribe my channel and click on the bell icon so that you will get notified every time I upload videos like this. Okay. And now, so that you have done it, let's get started. If you are new to Jenkins or Python, I will suggest to go through the above two courses. First one is Jenkins Practical Beginner course for DevOps. Of course, I have done this course for you guys. And similarly, I have also done a playlist for Python for Cloud. Let me show you guys what it is. So if you can see here that this course, Jenkins Practical Beginner Guide. So if you are very new to Jenkins, I will definitely suggest you guys to go and check out this course. Of course, like all other videos, this is also a free resource. You can go ahead and go through that. Similarly, if you're new to Python, then you must go through this Python basic course. Again, it's just 1 hour course. It will not take that much time, of course. Then you can come back to this course. But if you're feeling confident, or maybe you want to go through this course first and then you're going to check out these two courses, that's also fine. Now let's continue. Now, if you're new to this Jenkins or Python, let me explain what exactly these two are. So what is Jenkins? Jenkins is an open source automation server that enables developers around the world to reliably build, test, and deploy their software. Basically, CI/CD solution. And of course, it's open source. And what is Python? Now, Python is very popular programming language that is used for build website, applications, softwares, automate tasks. Important here because there you're automating the Jenkins, right? And conduct data analysis and much more things. So both are pretty important stuff. If you are the programmer or the DevOps engineer, this is the must learn thing. Now let's continue. So what exactly you can automate in Jenkins using Python? That must be around your head, isn't it? Now, whatever you can do in the Jenkins UI, you can do exact same stuff by the API. Of course, that's available for all of us. So basically, whatever necessary stuff you do in Jenkins, you can do here as well using Python. Now, what are the things? Create, view, copy, update, disable, delete any job, start, stop, view, delete any kind of build, create, view, update, delete any Jenkins view, create, view, update, delete any Jenkins nodes, get any info about any particular resource, and much more. Now, to see the full capability, I will definitely suggest you guys to check a particular site where we get all the documentation and it's completely available to you guys. Just go to this URL. Again, this URL I will share in the description section. You must go check it out. Okay, and it have every single API references, whatever you need for getting version, deleting any build, node, jobs, anything. All the available APIs are available in this documentation. So you must refer to that. Okay. Now, what are the available Python libraries we have to automate the task in Jenkins or whatever, anything? We have Jenkins API, we have Python-Jenkins library, we have API for Jenkins library, we have all-in-one Jenkins library. So we have pretty much these four, and of course, Jenkins REST API is already available there. So we can use any of that. Now, for this demo, this onwards, we'll be using Python Jenkins. Now, you must be wondering like how I got the reference of all this. Let me show you how I got the reference. Okay. So here it is. Suppose you have installed a Jenkins, wherever you install it, maybe your local host, maybe anywhere. Okay. You just go simply to the bottom of the page. Okay. Now, if you go bottom of the page, there is an option called REST API. Just click on it. You see this page will open, and this page have the API informations such as XML API, such as JSON APIs, such as Python API, and other stuff. Now, for our information, we want to know more about like what are the full options available. Just simply click on this option. See, for more available information on remote API in Jenkins, see this documentation. So click on this documentation link. Okay, and it will open a page. You will see this one, remote access API, because you are accessing remotely using our client libraries, right? So what are the modes? XML, JSON or JSONP support, Python. You can see using curl or using Python API wrappers, using Ruby wrappers, you can access all the Jenkins APIs. Using Java libraries, you can access the Jenkins API using the Jenkins REST library. So there are pretty many ways you can do that. Now, for in this session or in this course, we are learning how to use the Jenkins using Python. You can see the Python API wrappers, and you can see this four options: Jenkins API, Python Jenkins, API for Jenkins, and AIO, that is all-in-one Jenkins. So these are the four options you have. You can go for any of them. Now, I find Python Jenkins, this particular library, the most suitable for my use cases, or most of the common use cases. That's why I'm going to use this one. And I will also suggest you guys also do use this one, okay, for simplicity and everything. So now that you have learned about all the available library options, let's get our hands dirty. I mean, that's what you're waiting for, isn't it? So let's get our hands dirty. And first thing we'll do, we'll set up our Python environment or Python virtual environment. So let's do that one. Now to activate a Python virtual environment, you first run Python 3, then -m vnv space vnv, then you activate via dot, then vnv slash bin slash activate, and after you're done with that, you will install the Python-Jenkins library using pip install Python-Jenkins, and it's a standard practice. You should save or freeze the requirements so that other people can use it. And so later on, suppose you are sharing this project with anyone, they can simply run pip install -r requirements.txt, and they will be able to install all the dependencies that you have needed for this project. Okay, so let me show you how it gets done. Now first let's run this command to create the virtual environment. So Python 3, then -m vnv space vnv. Okay, it will create a folder that's vnv folder, and then you should run dot vnv slash bin slash activate. Now for Windows it might be different, you have to use source command. Okay, again I will give you all the instruction in the final Git report document. Okay, now you can see this what's showing vnv. Now our Python environment is actually activated. Okay, so now we can run our commands, and the first thing I should always suggest to do, freeze the requirements like this. Suppose I don't have the requirements, so I remove the requirement file. Okay, now I can quickly create the requirement txt using this command. You can see it will create the requirement.txt. It will have all the required dependencies there. Okay, so that's all I will suggest. So we have done the basic environment setup like this, and now we can run the commands accordingly. So now that we have configured our environment, let's go for the next phase. So first thing we'll do is actually import that library. We just install the Python-Jenkins library, right? So we'll import the Python-Jenkins library, and then we'll create a Jenkins client. How we'll do it? We'll write import Jenkins, and then server is equal to jenkins.jenkins, and then we'll pass on the host name, the username, and the password. And I will show you. Now here the password, you can use your password, but that's not the secure thing. Instead you can use actually tokens. Now how to create the tokens, I will show you that one as well. Okay, now to create a token you must go to Jenkins. Okay, and there go to your user. See, suppose I'm Sandip Das user, I will go to my user, and there you will see the configure. Go to configure and go down. There is an option called create new token. So click on that, and will ask you about the name of the token. So it will say demo token. Okay, and click on the generate. It will generate you the token. Simply copy it. Just say copy, and then you come to the code and simply paste the token. So instead of using actual password, you can use this token, which is much more secure. Okay, so we have created the token. Now we can actually create the Jenkins client, and we can interact with the Jenkins server. Now what additionally I will say, that to test the Jenkins server, first you should actually do some kind of fetching versioning, or maybe fetching user. That is much easier, right? So that's the reason, to show the initial client demo, or the client, to show that authentication working fine or not, you can simply get the server.whoami. It will give you the username, and to get the version you can run server.get version. It will give you the Jenkins running version, and then you can print it like hello from Jenkins, like username, and then the placeholder, then you pass on the values. Okay, now let me show you what will be the output of that. So if you see, this is our application where importing the Jenkins, and our host name is localhost 8080. So I'm running the Jenkins in localhost. Username is Sandip, and the password is the token that I have just now generated. Okay, and here we are creating the Jenkins client using Jenkins, then we are passing the host, username, password, and then using this server instance or server client, we are running server.get whoami. That way we are getting the user, and we are running server.get version. Using that we are getting the version, and to print we can use print, that the statement that you can see right now. Now let's run it and see what will be the output. So click on new terminal. If you are using VS Code, this is much easier. It's already activated, it's directly integrated with the Python, and run Python, then give the file name, so Jenkins. Now make sure one thing you must be aware of, that make sure this file name is not exactly Jenkins.py. It has to be something else than Jenkins, because otherwise it will be a conflict with the import statement. Okay. Now, if you run Python then space Jenkins automation.py, the file name, it will print hello Sandip Das. So it's fetching the username properly and is giving the Jenkins version. So Jenkins 2.346.2. Now let's verify that the information is correct. Here dashboard and see Jenkins 2.346.2 and then username is Sandip Das, right? So it's working. Okay. Now that you've tested that our access is working fine, let's go to the next step. So next step is actually creating the jobs. Yes, the actual job part that we normally create. Okay. So that should be our next thing. So you can create, of course, any empty job like using server.createJob, then the job name and use the jenkins.emptyconfig XML. So this will create a empty job for you. Okay. Now to create a pre-configured job, you should have the XML ready. Now how to generate? Suppose you already have some kind of job, and I will show you creating a manual job and how to get an XML value of that. Okay. So that next time onwards, you can, suppose you already have some XML file, any jobs definition or jobs configurations in your server, you can automate that using Python. Okay. So let me show you how to do that. So let's go to simply your Jenkins. Now suppose I'm adding a job. Okay. Say sample job. Okay. For example, and then I'm choosing the project. Here I'm choosing the freestyle. For you could be multi configuration project, pipeline, whatever it is. Okay. You can follow the same step. Click on OK and it will create the project. Say sample project. Okay. Say sample project and go down, configure as you want. It's up to you guys. So suppose build step, I'm giving execute shell and then say echo hello world, our favorite statement, right? Okay. And say apply and save it, and you can see even run also. So build job, you will see within few seconds it will run here around here, and you will see the output in the console output, say hello world. Now I want to get the XML of this particular configuration job, I mean or XML file of this job configuration. Okay, we can do that very easy way. So again, let's go to the REST API option. If you go here, you see the option REST API at the very bottom of the page. Click on that, and if you go down, you will have fetch or update the XML config or config.xml. So simply click on the same URL. Okay, just click on that. It will be maybe first time it will be blank. Just click on the reload and it will load the XML file for you. Simply save that file. Say job sample job config.xml. Okay, and then you can save it, and you can then use that file to configure all the jobs like I'm showing in this particular example. Okay, and then you can update job exactly same kind of way. If you have updated XML file, you just simply do say server.reconfig job. It's not the create job update job, it's reconfig. You call it reconfiguring the XML file. Okay, and then you give the job job name in the first definition and the XML file content of the particular job. Okay, now to delete a job, you have to run server.delete job. It will delete the job. Okay, now let me show you how it works. Now in this particular file I have examples. Okay, so first example you should try is actually creating a empty job. Okay, so let's create an empty job and we'll call this empty job a job 1. Okay, so you can see I'm giving the job name as the first parameter, and we are calling server.createJob. Again, server is actually the client we have created in this step, Jenkins.Jenkins, and host, username, password. Using that, we have created a Jenkins server client, and using that Jenkins server client, we are running server.createJob, the job name, and an empty job I'm creating. Okay, so let's run it. Python, and then run this particular file, Jenkins automation.py. If you run it, and let's go to our browser, let's go our dashboard, and yeah, you can see it's already job 1 here, right? So blank project. Now how I created the blank one? Now Jenkins this particular client or client library give us this empty config XML. That's why even though you're not supplying actual config, this particular client creating a empty Jenkins config which they are using to create the job. Okay, now we have created job 1 using the a blank XML or empty XML that's provided by the client. Now let's create a job with actual contents. Now what is the XML file? Let me show you the XML file and the code I'm going to use. So let's go look at the XML file first. Okay, so it's job2 XML, And if you see there, giving the project, that is job, then description, this is a sample job. I'm passing all the other values, and I'm running a shell script here. Okay, so echo, this is a job. This is I'm going to run in a build. Okay, here you will actually do your own build jobs in usual cases, but for just for the demo purpose, I'm running a simple shell scripting. Okay, and this XML file content I have to fetch, right? So that's the reason in the Jenkins underscore automation file, you see the line number 22 where I'm running jobs to when I'm actually defining job2 underscore XML is equals to open using using the Python function to open this file in the read mode and fetch the content using read function. Okay, so this way in this variable we will have the all the contents of the file job2.xml file, and then you're passing that particular file content to the server.create job. Then in the first parameter I'm giving the job name, that is job2 here, and the job2 xml, that is the that variable which hold the value of this job2 xml file. And this is the way we're going to create a job2. So let's run it quickly. Run python, then jenkins underscore automation.py, and if you go to the dashboard, simply go to dashboard, you see it created the job2. And if you go to job2 and if you run the build now, you will see the build status here, see 1. And let's go there, and if you go to console output, you will see echo, this is job2, and just simply echoing it and finish success. So this is the way you can create pre-configured or pre-setup, or you already have the definition of the configuration for the job. You can create the task or job, job for the particular particular job name. Okay, now let's name it, and similar way we can again create a job3, just because I have to show you some demo, that's the reason. So again, if you go to the dashboard, you will see a job called job3. Now just like job2, job3 content is a bit different. Again, this is job3 as a description. Then in the shell scripting execution or the build phase, I'm running this is job3, again just to have some demo kind of thing. Okay, so now we have job1, job2, job3, isn't it? And of course sample job, we might not use that, but just I have it for reference. Now suppose I want to see all the available jobs. Okay, what you should do, I should be using jobs is equals to server.get jobs, and if I were to the jobs variable, I will have the JSON reference value of the all the jobs, and I can print the job. So let me show you how it looks like, and learn and run python space jenkins underscore automation.py. You see this pasted all the JSON, that job definitions here. So say class is a freestyle project, the name is job1, URL, color, and all the other configurations. Similarly, job2, the URL, color. So all these kind of definitions we can see if you run the get underscore jobs function, and it will give us the all the job references in the jobs variable, and we will print it or use it as you like, whatever the requirement is. Okay, now suppose I want to create, not just create, I want to copy a job. So you already have some job and you want to copy the job. How can you do it? So to do that, you have to do server.copy job, then give the in the first you give the source job name, and in the second parameter you pass the target job name, what will be the upcoming the future job name that you're copying to. Okay, or say target job name for a simple language, for example. So I'm copying from job2 to job4. Now job4 doesn't exist actually. We have created till job3, isn't it? So the moment I run this code where I'm running server.copy underscore job, and in the first parameter job2, second parameter job4, it will create exact same copy of job2. Okay, so let's do that, and I will quickly clear the screen first and then run it. Now come to this dashboard and do reload. You see job4. Now the job4 will have exact same content. This is a sample job, and see the configuration part. See here, this is job2. So it copied exactly the job2. Okay, now let's comment it down. Now what if I want to update any job? You already know the command, but anyway, that you should have the updated XML of the job that you want to update. Okay, so that's why I have one updated job of job3, where I'm necessarily saying that okay, this is updated job3 as a description, and again in the shell scripting and executing, I'm saying this is updated job 3. Now again, this is example. All the shell scripting that I'm build or I'm passing the build are sample values. For you, it will be actual build cases. Okay. So now let's go to the code. I've got uncommented the updated job 3 variable where I'm fetching the value of this job underscore 3 underscore updated dot xml's file value, and I'm updating the job 3. So here in the what I'm running here, server dot reconfig job. Okay, it's not update job. Again, many people get confused. It's reconfiguring the XML file for the particular job. So server dot reconfig job, and in the first parameter you pass the job name, and in the in the second parameter you pass the updated XML file content. So here updated job 3. Now if you run that, for example, okay, let's go to dashboard and let's go to the job 3. It will show, if you go to configure, it will show this is updated job 3. So description updated, and similarly the shell script, the command that you're going to run, this is also updated. So it's cool, right? Now let's comment it down. Now suppose I want to disable a job, that is also you can do very easily. And for example, I want to disable, not say job 1, we have won this job, right? Sample job. So let's copy the name sample job, or okay, job name, and we paste it here, job sample job. Then we run Python-Jenkins Automation Py, and you go to the browser, go to dashboard, you see here is disabled now, isn't it? That particular job is not disabled. So cool, isn't it? Now let's comment it down. So till now I have shown you like in related to jobs, how you create job, view job, view the jobs, update job, delete a job, or disable a job, right? Now next learn about the builds. Now what are the builds? If you go to the browser where you have the Jenkins, for example, okay, here you see we have run the job 2. Similarly, suppose you run the job 3, for example, you see build. Now it will execute the task that you define in the particular job, that is the build state. And if you see the particular, this is the build, and you can see the output in the console output, whatever function or the code or whatever the build logic you are running, this will run and you'll have the output there. Okay, these are the things you're calling build. So builds a version 1, could be version 2, 3, and so on, it will go on. Okay, now what you should do here now, we'll learn about how to like start a build, how to get a build number, how to get the build info. So first we are going to start a build here. Okay, now to start a build, we have to just uncomment this line, and here you will see we are passing server dot build job. Now server, you already know, this is a client for the Jenkins. Then dot build job, the build job is the function where we'll start the build. So we are running job build job 3. So go here and go to the job 3. The last build number was 2, right? So now let's go to the editor and let's run Python, then this Jenkins automation.py, and again go to the browser and refresh it. You'll see the 3 is pending. Of course it will start within few seconds, it will run and we'll have the output. Again, we didn't update anything, so it will be all same thing. And but so we have the new build 3, right? The build number is now 3. So now to get the last build number, what you have to do, we have to use a function called get job info. So we are going to define a variable last build number equal to server dot get job info. Then you have to pass on the job name. So here the job name is job 3, and then we have to fetch, we have to parse the value. Now this will actually return a particular, I think, dictionary, and then we have to pass the dictionary like last build, last complete build, and the number. This is the way we are getting the last build number. Let's print the build number here. So run it, Python automation. You can see the last build number was 3, and actually, yeah, it is build 3, isn't it? So now I want to get more info. Now what kind of more info? Like who run the build, for example, like Sandip Das, me run the build, right? Or maybe other info I need to know. We can also get that very easily. So to do that, we have to actually use again same function, that is server dot get build info. Now job name. Now what is the speciality here? Now you have to pass the last build number that you caused in the previous step. Now here we are simply passing the last build number. Now to see that more about the build info, just have to run this. Now run the Python Jenkins automation. You will see what kind of project it was, who, like start description who started by Sandip Das, user ID, username Sandip Das, and all other infos. Okay, it was success, failure, whatever it is. You will get all the infos here. Okay, and this is very useful for many use cases. Okay. Now suppose I want to delete a job, okay, and that also I can do very easily. To do delete a job, we have to run server.delete job. Now you just have to run the server delete job, and you have to pass on the job name. Now if you go to the browser, we are running multiple jobs, right? Job 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And there is a sample job. Now we have disabled the job last time. So let's remove this job. How you can do that? So just copy the job name, sample job, and come to the editor and paste it, and simply let's delete the job. Okay, run Python Jenkins Automation.py, and it will delete this particular job. Let's go here and refresh the screen. It says no found because we removed it, of course, and do refresh. You'll see that job is deleted. Okay, this is the way you can delete any job as well. So now you have learned how to create jobs, how to build jobs, how to delete a job, and now it's time to explore the views. Okay, now let's learn about the views. So what exactly is a view? Instead of going through the theoretical, let me show you, that will make more sense. Okay, so a view is essentially about presenting the job list to you. I mean, you can have 100, even thousands of jobs in Jenkins. Now to categorize or view it more simple way, you create views and put the jobs in the view. Let me show you. Let's get a sample view. Say sample view. And in the sample view, for example, I want to keep only two views. Okay, and I want to give it a list view. So let's click on the list, and here it is asking for description. Say my sample view. Okay, and I want to put only job 1 and 4 in this view. Okay, I can do that. So you can configure more, but just for the sake of demo and simplicity, just click on OK, and see we have all the jobs in the simple view. Only have 2 jobs. So this is the way you can organize your jobs in this particular Jenkins dashboard. That's particularly only for this. Okay, now suppose that I created manually. How you can create that via a Jenkins? Now how can you create that via Python? I will come to that. But before that, how to get the XML file of a view? That I think is most important, right? So suppose example, we are in the sample view, and I want to get the XML of this particular view. Again, go to the click on the REST API in the very bottom of the page. Here, REST API. Just simply click on that and go down exact same way. There is a to programmatically obtain the config.xml, hit this URL. So click on this. Again, if you see the blank, just do one refresh and you will get the view here. This is the file. Now simply save it the file anywhere you want to do, save it. Say view underscore config. Always save the file with .xml, and that's it. You have the view XML. So that's what I exactly did to generate a new view for me. And the view I have customized, you can see the job view underscore view.xml file, where I'm saying the name of the job is job list. Okay, or say my new job list, for example. Okay, or you can just say job list, whatever you want. Actually, it's up to you. And in this particular job, at the first I am putting job 1, 2 and 3. Let's see how I'm doing it and how it will look like. Okay, so save it and come to the particular script where we have this option create view. So again, what we're doing here, we are first getting the view config, the view XML config, and the file is job view job underscore view.xml. Just I've shown you. You are using the read mode and you are reading the entire file content and putting the value in the view config, and you are using server.createView. The function name is important. So we are using the function called createView, and then in the name we are giving job list, and in the config we are supplying the view config or whatever XML config you have. You simply pass on that. Okay, now just save it and run it. Python Jenkins Automation.py, and if we go to the dashboard, simply refresh it. You see a view called job list where you have 1, 2, 3, 3 jobs. Okay, so that's easy, right? Now suppose you want to get the list of the jobs you have. So you simply run, we are using the view is equals to, in the view variable we are storing server.getViews, and now this function will return the list of the views available in JSON. Okay, and dictionary, of course. So let's run it, and simply run it. So here you see it's the array of the dictionaries where you have the class, there's a list view, the first view named job list, and second view you can see the sample view. So all the views that you have, you're listing it out. You can filter it. Now if you want to filter it, you can always go to the documentation, and you can, if you see the underscore job, oh sorry, underscore view, you see all the available option here. You can asset the view exist or not. You can see the check the delete a view, create a view, reconfigure a view. I'm coming to all that. I mean, not all that, but the basically the reconfiguring or updating part. But you can do a lot of stuff here, right? So let's get back to our code again. So you have seen how we can see the views, just like you are seeing in the browser here, the view, sample view or job list. We can get the list of the views like this. Okay. Now, suppose I want to update any view. How you can do that? To update a view, you need the updated XML file for that particular view using, to use it in Python. Okay. So I have actually updated one view. Say I have this file called you can see here job underscore view updated .xml. Here what I've did, like previously I'm showing only one job 1, 2, 3, right? Suppose I want to add job 4 now, okay, like this. So I have a file called job underscore view underscore updated where I'm putting job 1, 2, 3, and 4. I will simply update this particular file using reconfigure function. So let me show you how. So here I'm going to use reconfig view, okay, server.reconfig underscore view job list, the job name you want to update, and then updated XML file. Okay, that again the file I'm getting, file content I'm getting using this file read function, where I'm just reading the file and getting storing the value in the update view config. Okay, so let's run it. And if you do that, let's go come here and refresh. You see job 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we have all the jobs in, all the that we ended, we have it here, right? So that's easy how it is. Okay, now suppose I want to delete a particular view, that also we can do very easily. We have to simply run this particular function server.delete view, and we have to pass the view name. So let's do that and let's run it, and you see just to refresh, go back, because that view is no more available. So that view is now done. Okay, now you can see that we only have the sample view now because I deleted that particular job list view, right? So that's how easy it is to interact with Jenkins using Python. I hope you guys love this one, and if you really love this one, please do like this video, share this video with as many as much possible, like smash the like button and smash the subscribe button. I would love to see that. And do follow me in following social media, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever you want to follow me, like do it, it's up to you. Okay, and I hope you are loving what I'm doing. I was busy last few months in different things. Now I'm getting a bit available, and I will make this kind of contents. So let's make this advanced DevOps series really a successful series. Okay, again, thank you very much for staying in all this long, long video, I think, and see you soon in my next video. Bye.